Test 1 2. Test 1 2. Test 1 2.
Hello and welcome to Gearing, Nebraska, as the Hayes Larks take on the Pioneers of Gearing. Game 2 of 2 tonight as the Larks set to get ready to take on the second half of their Nebraska road trip. Hello and welcome. I'm Caden Sanders, the voice of the 2023 Larks, and the Larks getting set to go against pitcher Dylan Kraus. Kraus has already pitched this season, 3 innings of work, 3 hits, 2 runs. 2 of those 3 hits were doubles, 1 base on balls, and 2 strikeouts. Kraus ready to go against Trent Baker, the center fielder, for the past 2 games. Baker last night, 1 of 3, a single, and then a base on balls that forced him into a fielder's choice at second base. And then a strikeout looking. First pitch in there by Kraus on the outside. The 1-0 swung on by Baker. Moved over to his right is the second baseman, Aiden Orr. And that'll be the first out of today's game. So now Austin Strassner, the shortstop. Strassner last night, 0 of 3, a strikeout, and then a fielder's choice at second, and then a fly out to the second baseman. First pitch on the outside to Strassner by Kraus. Kraus earlier this season competed against the Plainsmen. Pitch on the outside, called strike this time by the home plate umpire. Going back to Kraus, competed against the Plainsmen, who the Larks will take on tomorrow in North Platte as they swing back down to Hayes to get set for their first home game against the Dodge City A's later on this week. The 2-1 in there by Kraus. Called strike, a little low to Strassner, but now Strassner needing to swing with the count even at 2-2. Pitch delivered by Kraus, just a bit high. While we have the time, I'll give out the defensive alignment. Garrett Esposito in left, Coy Carpenter in center field, Hunter McCollum in right, Griffin Robinson third base. Austin Burkhoff didn't play last night, but will get the start at shortstop. Swing and a miss by Austin Strassner, and that will be the second out. for the Pioneers. As we were gone as well, the Hayes Larks got around and scored. I was unable to get my notes down, so I don't know who scored or who got the RBI, but I do know the Larks are up 1-0 here in the bottom of the second. Terbeek to throw. Pitch on the inside. Terbeek having a great day today. His fastball, command, and speed is working, and then his secondary pitches, his curveball, changeup, have been working. A swing into left center field. It'll be the center fielder, Trent Baker, to throw it in. And Brad Halleck was going to think about going to third, but instead Baker will almost get him at second. So in the first inning, 3 straight strikeouts, 1-2-3 inning for Luke Terbeek, but then giving up 2 singles here in the bottom of the second. Terbeek waiting for a sign from Brady Evans. Curveball in there from Terbeek. That's what Terbeek has been doing all day, has been getting ahead of the batters. Runners go after Evans can't get to the pitch from Terbeek, so they advance 90 feet. Brad Halleck to third, and Aiden Orr, the second baseman, at second. So no swing, and the Larks are contesting because the second base umpire, first base umpire, every time that the Pioneers swing at a ball, will call it safe. Even 1-1 count for Terbeek. Slider in there. Austin Strassner to throw over to first, got the out. Brad Halleck will score, but the out will be recorded for Strassner to LaRue. Aiden Orr to third. Now steps in the shortstop, Austin Burkhoff. Last night wasn't in the lineup, but tonight will be. And Burkhoff to take a strike down the middle from Terbeek. Pitch in there on the outside, called strike by the home plate umpire. Terbeek 0-2 with 1 out. Needs another strikeout here. Will he get it? On the outside, same pitch, same location, but is left out there to be a ball. Terbeek delivers. Luis Garcia goes home. Tagged out is the runner in Aiden Orr. A fielder's choice by Luis Garcia throws out Aiden Orr at home plate. And now 2 outs. Burkhoff gets a single just because of a fielder's choice. Excuse me. Burkhoff was the runner. Now I'm all messed up. Try and get it from my colleague beside me to figure this out, but he just said Griffin Robinson steps into the batter's box. So Ben Clark got the fielder's choice that threw out his teammate. And I don't know if that was Orr, but I will check that after this half inning. Terbeek waiting to get the sign. The 0-2 pitch. Curveball in there. Called strike 3. Got him looking. Terbeek having a great night here in Gearing, Nebraska, as we head to the top of the third here on the Larks YouTube page. Welcome back to Oregon Trail Stadium here in Gearing, Nebraska on this lovely Saturday night. It's been partly cloudy and rainy during the morning. Clouds came and sun was shining. Helped this field. A strike called on the Larks. Umpire's not friendly to the Larks this series, but we move on. Strassner swinging a miss on the changeup. But first pitch 70 degrees as it was delivered. 6:35 here local time. And fouled off is Strassner. So the count still stays 0-2 between Dylan Kraus and Austin Strassner. Strassner needing some time, as I believe that he took that one off of the body. Home plate umpire giving him some time, but we head back to it. Kraus ready to go. Think there's going to be a quick pitch, but just stands there. It's been heated as some words have been exchanged game one. Terbeek coming out firing and looking at the bench of the Pioneers. And it's just been back and forth. Pitch on the outside, left alone by Strassner. Count still stays at 2 strikes, but given the ball by Kraus. Pitch in there, swung on, into left field. Garrett Esposito under it, and Strassner out in the top of the third. So now steps in Damian Ruiz for the Larks. Last time up, got hit by a pitch and advanced to second until the end of the first inning. Ruiz coming out and swinging right away. Slider on the outside half. Caught him. Another slider, but on the inside this time. Kraus making quick work of Ruiz. Winds and throws as Kraus low and outside. Kraus moving quick with Ruiz. Fastball in there, but half swung. Trying to check it first. And the umpire down the foul line says that there was no swing. And now another half-hearted swing by Ruiz. And he left that in the dirt. So the count moves full after an 0-2 count in favor of Kraus. Swing and a miss. Oh, foul ball, excuse me, off of Ruiz's bat. Either way, count moves 3-2 between Kraus and Ruiz. Curveball, swing and miss by Ruiz. So Tyler LaRue, the first baseman for the Larks, to step in. LaRue got a single last time up. Was the last Lark to get on base in the first inning. Pitch in there on the outside. Thought it was a ball, but called strike anyway. Don't know what happened in the second. Was taking care of the technical issues. So I don't know what happened in the second. But the Larks did score in the top of the second, but then gave up a run to the Pioneers in the bottom of the second. LaRue swings. It'll be to the shortstop. Austin Burkhoff throws it over to first, but Brad Halleck having to stretch on that one. We stay at 1-1 here in Gearing, Nebraska. Welcome back to Oregon Trail Stadium as we get set for the bottom of the third. Luke Terbeek having a great night so far. Went strikeout, 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 swinging, and looking, and then gave up 2 singles, and then a fielder's choice on and out. Scored 1 in Brad Halleck, and then fielder's choice along with a strikeout looking. First pitch in there by Terbeek, called strike against Hunter McCollum. McCollum, the right fielder for the Pioneers tonight, was in the lineup and in right field last night as well. Another pitch in there, and it's a slider, called strike. The count moves to 1-2 in favor of Terbeek. Slider in there, swung on and fouled off. Terbeek, the 1-2. Fastball swung on. Tyler LaRue at first. Gives Terbeek the I got it and makes it out number 1 here in the bottom of the third, excuse me. So now steps in Coy Carpenter, the top of the order for the Pioneers as we get him up to the plate. Struck out swinging against Terbeek in his first time up tonight. Like I said earlier, Coy Carpenter, one of the players from last night, 1 of 2, base on balls, a double pitch on the outside, and then a ground out to the pitcher. Last night, Coy Carpenter had 1 RBI and 3 runs scored in his stat line. Coy Carpenter right now edging Terbeek as he has the 2-0 lead. Make that 3-0 as the fastball in on the inside, almost at the knees. Left alone by Carpenter. Terbeek could push this to a 4-pitch walk, and down the middle is a fastball by Terbeek. Haven't been able to mention this, but Terbeek switching over and transitioning into Fort Hays this past year, getting to talk to him last year, wanted to come to Fort Hays, got the opportunity to, and what a luxury it's been for Hays to have Terbeek around all year long this past year, as me and him have gotten really close and having some time together. And look at Terbeek getting the strikeout looking on the outside half and fooling Coy Carpenter. Carpenter not happy about that one as he was almost halfway down the first base line, but instead called back to the dugout and a slow walk for Carpenter. So now steps in left fielder Garrett Esposito, back up the middle to Streisner. Barehanded, not in time, as LaRue had to move off the bag to get Garrett Esposito, who jammed himself on the outside part of the bat as he swung super early. So Garrett Esposito gets a single. So now steps in the catcher, Garrett Fisher. Last time out ended the bottom of the third, by looking. Terbeek looking to have a minimal bottom of the third here in Gearing as he got a ground out back to him. Strikeout looking, a single, and looking to get Fisher out. Swing into left field. Garrett Gruel in there, but it drops, and the runners move up 1 base. So now steps in Brad Halleck. Last time up in the bottom of the second, got a single and scored. But talk about Halleck. Last night was only one run scored. but also 2 RBIs with a runner on second could be an issue. Terbeek throws in the dirt, but Evans makes a great save. Terbeek getting the 0-1 count right away on Halleck, who has the bat to take it out of here. The corner's 320, power alley 362, and dead center 385. Swing and a miss on the curveball. And now the count moves to 0-2 between Terbeek and Halleck. Terbeek set, checks second. The 0-2 pitch. Slider in there, but in the dirt. The field's still wet from the past 2 nights as we've been trying to get these 2 games in specifically with Gearing. The 1-2, low and outside, spiking the fastball or slider. Terbeek evening the count at 2-2 with 2 outs. Looking to get ahead and getting out Halleck before Aiden Orr comes up to the plate, who showed up his power, giving up a home run, or hitting a home run, last night. Fastball high and inside, swing and a miss by Brad Halleck. A huge out for Terbeek, and through 3, only giving up 1 run as we are tied at 1 here in Nebraska. To the top of the 4th we go here in Nebraska on this nice night here in Gearing. First pitch, 70 degrees, 8 miles per hour of wind, moving from the southeast, which is right field to left field, barely moving the flags out in left field, if you can see them on the camera. But a new pitcher in for the Pioneers. Can't see his number, but Dylan Kraus, 32 pitches through 3 innings of work. Throw over to first in time to catch Garrett Gruel in the top of the 4th. So now steps in Luis Garcia. Still don't know who the pitcher is for the Pioneers. Try and get you it, but with them wearing their black jerseys with blue numbers, it's kind of hard to see what the number is. But a first pitch strike by the relief pitcher in there. Count moves to 1-2 in favor of the pitcher for the Pioneers. Swung on into the hands of Austin Burkhoff. Over to first in Brad Halleck. And in time to get Luis Garcia, who still struggles for this team. We finally got a number on the relief pitcher for the Pioneers. It's number 28. Looking on my phone to try and get their roster. Swung by Brady Evans, fouled off. And it's Callan Kujua on the mound for the Pioneers. Fastball high and making quick work. There's literally nothing on him for any of his information other than his name. Swung on in front of Frank Leo at third base. Gruel moving the count to 3-2. Larks down to 2 outs in the inning. Grounder for Garrett Gruel and grounder for Luis Garcia. Swing and a miss, but it's fouled off is what the home plate umpire said. Computer's in the way here for me to see home plate. The payoff pitch, swing and a miss for Kujua. And the end of the fourth for the Larks offense is a swing and a miss. We come back to Oregon Trail Park next here on the Larks YouTube page. We go to the bottom of the fourth here in Oregon Trail Stadium. Once again, I'm Caden Sanders, the voice of the Larks. And Luke Terbeek to go another inning. But Cam Walton past the kids' play area here down the first base line, warming up with Peyton Ebbing. Swing on a first pitch. And throw over by Strassner in time to get Aiden Orr, the second baseman. So now steps in Austin Burkhoff, the shortstop. Last time up was on a fielder's choice from Ruiz Garcia to Brady Evans, but got on because of the fielder's choice. Swung on to Bryson Evans, throws it over to LaRue, and will pick it out of the ground for out number 2. So a quick 2 outs for Luke Terbeek. Talk about Luke. It amazes me how much food he eats. I mean, this guy eats a lot of food. When we went up to North Platte, had a 3-meat dinner up in McCook, then today decides, yeah, I'm going to get a ribeye sandwich on the day that he knows that he's going to start for the Larks. I don't even think I would even tempt to eat a ribeye steak sandwich the day I pitch. But Terbeek using that steak sandwich to his advantage in the 0-2 count against him and Ben Clark, the designated hitter. Pitch on the outside, not called strike, but that outside half has been working on some of the pitches, and that was pretty good look from where I'm sitting. Terbeek, the 1-2. Pitch, a swing and a miss on the slider. Terbeek getting the work done tonight here in Gearing, Nebraska. I think that might be it for Luke as well. We head to the top of the 5th. Next on the Larks YouTube page. We head to the top of the 5th here on the Larks YouTube page as we get set for Saturday Night Baseball here under the lights as they turn it on here in Gearing. It's been a nice night, and a throw at the head of Peyton Ebbing, the designated hitter, shaking up just a little bit from it, and I would be too. Seeing a fastball right at the head. The 1-0 swung on into right field, and it'll be down for a hit. So Peyton Ebbing getting on. I don't know if that's the first time he's gone on because he was going to be at bat in the top of the 2nd, and that's when we had technical issues with our T-Mobile hotspot. We knew it was going to have some issues here in Gearing, but we didn't have any issues last night. So try and figure that out for you as we go along this season. A bunt down the first base line, and it's on the line. But they call it foul ball, and it's on the line. That should have been a single. It was on the line, and they're going to call Bryson Evans back to home. And Coach Keith Harper arguing with the home plate umpire. But apparently we're just going to do it all over again. Instead of have a runner on second and Peyton Ebbing and Bryson Evans at first. So the count 0-1 for Bryson Evans, and puts it down the first base line. And are they going to call obstruction? Catcher complains about it, but doesn't matter anyway. Gets the out. So now Peyton Ebbing to second on a bunt. And is the first out for Bryson Evans. So now the Larks go to the top of the lineup in the center fielder, Trent Baker. Baker, last time that I have recorded him, flew out to the second baseman. Catcher can't block it, and Garrett Fisher. And Peyton Ebbing 90 feet away to give the Larks another lead tonight as they took the lead in the top of the second, looking to score once again. Infield in, cutting the infield in half, just playing the grass. Slider in there, called strike by the home plate umpire. Heart of the order for the Larks coming up. Austin Strassner, Damian Ruiz, and Tyler LaRue, if we can get to him. Slider in there, fouled off. Barely past the first base and lengthwise, but wide of the bag. Halleck reaching out. Could have got it if it was just a little bit to the left. So Trenton Baker lucky that it wasn't over just a little bit more. Pitch in there. Pop up in the left side. Halleck chasing. Fisher chasing. And it's no good as it hits the concourse here in Gearing. Baker looking to get an RBI here with Ebbing just 90 feet away with head coach Frank Leo. The infield in, swung on into left center field. The center fielder giving chase and Burkhoff, and that'll score. Peyton Ebbing on a RBI single by Trent Baker. So Baker flying out and putting another fly ball in the outfield, but this time dropping and giving him an RBI. So now steps in Austin Strassner looking to help the Larks. Strassner has been at least up to bat twice. Don't know if it's 3 times. Pick over to first, not in time, as the throw was wild to Halleck. A big lead by Trent Baker, and why not? Throw to home, swing and a miss, as it was neck high to Strassner. Strassner needing to watch what he does here as trying to get another run on the board, giving the Larks cushion as Cam Walton not even throwing anymore. Wondered if he will come in here in the top of the 5th, but how Luke Turbeek is throwing, I don't know why you wouldn't keep him on. Steal, Fisher can't get it. And if Baker was watching, He could have got third. Fisher not having a great night behind the plate. Giving a couple of bases tonight, and we're only through 4 innings officially. Or 4 1/3. Excuse me, if you want to be on top of it tonight. Pitch inside, touching Strassner. So now steps in Damian Ruiz. First time up, Ruiz got hit by Dylan Kraus, who left after 3 innings, and in relief, looking to be dangerous here as the Larks being able to score and having runners on. Ruiz, half-hearted swing. Fisher looking down at first, but umpires normally at second. But the home plate umpire calls a strike anyway. Count 0-1. Kujaba throws it in the dirt. And Fisher in front of it this time. Damian Ruiz trying to get a hit. Hasn't been able to tonight and or last night. At least 0 for 5 in my count between last night and tonight's scorecard, but I know I missed the second inning with the technical difficulties. So if he got a hit, then he's 1 of 6. Cowbell's going. Called strike 3 on a slider, and Ruiz sat down. Ruiz just having a terrible season with the Larks so far. 4 strikeouts here in Gearing, and can't find a hit to save his life. So now steps in Tyler LaRue. And LaRue, a powerful bat, looking to help the Larks. Slider in there. And it's called strike, but that outside pitch on that right side of the plate hasn't been fair. LaRue leaning over the home plate. Pitch in there, swung on, and that'll be right to Burkhoff, and that'll end the top of the 5th. The Larks lead the Pioneers 2-1 here in Gearing. Welcome back to the diamond as Luke Turbeek's night is done. And what a night it's been for Turbeek. 4 innings pitched, 7 strikeouts, 1 run scored, and only giving up 4 hits on my scorebook. But that's not official. Still trying to figure out how to run my own sheets. But as it stands, Turbeek going 4 innings, 7 strikeouts, 4 hits, and 1 run given up. So a swing and a miss by Robinson to start the bottom of the 5th. Cam Walton, the new pitcher, in for the Larks. A returner from last year from New Mexico, looking to help the Larks. Swing and a high fly ball left field. Garrett Gruel back, jumps at the wall, and it's gone. And I had mentioned this. Why take out Turbeek when you have a great pitcher? Why change it if nothing is broken? And a home run given to Griffin Robinson. And it was just a fly ball up in the air, and it just carried and carried here in Gearing. Walton to deliver. First pitch in there to McCollum, the right fielder, who last time out and only time out grounded to the pitcher in Luke Turbeek, but flies out here on a first pitch swing to the second baseman, Bryson Evans. So now steps up the leadoff hitter, Coy Carpenter, and when Turbeek was on, a swing and a miss and a strikeout looking, but Cam Walton getting an early count, 0-1 against Carpenter. Walton delivers from sidearm to 3/4 slot. Almost hits Carpenter. Walton getting a sign from Brady Evans. The 1-1 on the outside. Called strike. It took a while for the home plate umpire to call it. It's been hard on the outside pitches, but finally get one. A swing and a miss by Cam Walton on the fastball. 0 for 3 for Carpenter. And last night, without the base on balls, he went 1 of 2, giving up a double, or getting a double and a ground out to the pitcher. Coy Carpenter 0 of 3 tonight, and 3 strikeouts for the Larks between Turbeek and Walton. So now steps in Garrett Esposito. Last time up, got a single and got to second, but that's all he got, and a swing and a miss by Turbeek in the first. Esposito down 0-2 from Walton. Pitch on the outside in the opposite batter's box. Walton trying to make quick work of the Pioneers here after giving a home run up. And a swing and a miss caught by Brady Evans. And that will be the end of the 5th. We head to the top of the 6th here on the Larks YouTube page. To the 6th inning we go here in this one. The Larks scoring first every time to get a lead, but the Pioneers just trying to stay with the Larks. Last time the Larks and Pioneers played was last night, and Carson Jacobs couldn't get it done and had to stay in there, and the Pioneers just crushed the Larks 13-1, but this one a little bit different, being able to use a little bit more of the pitching staff here on Saturday night. First pitch in there by Kujawa. And pitch misses. Pitch in there now, called strike. So count 1-1. Pitch skipped into the plate and into Fisher's glove. Having to do some work tonight for the Pioneers. Swung on in between the third baseman Robinson and Burkhoff is Garrett Gruel. And Gruel giving a single for Gruel last night, 0 of 1 and 0 of 2 up until that point. So this series, Gruel 1 of 4. So now steps in Luis Garcia, and Garcia having some issues in Nebraska this weekend, and hopefully gets out of the slump here when we come back home to face Dodge City later on this week. In a swing and a miss by Luis Garcia, and that was about shoulder to neck height. And curveball / slider by Kujawa. Swung and fouled off by Garcia. So the count 1-2 in favor for the Pioneers. The Pioneers coming into the game 4-2. All of those games at home, where the Larks 1-1. Slider fouled off in front of Keith Harper. But the Larks starting their season on the road in Nebraska, getting the win up in North Platte 8-3, and then coming in last night 13-1 against the Pioneers. Having some trouble. Swing into right field. And Garcia finally gets a hit this season. And it'll come at the top of the 6th. Getting a runner in scoring position in Garrett Gruel. And now steps in Brady Evans, who struck out last time out. Don't know what he did in the top of the 2nd. But was 0 of 2 last night, swinging twice against Murray, who went the distance for the Pioneers. A slider in there. Griffin Robinson moves to third, won't get there, and it'll go into left field as Esposito throws it back into Robinson. And the bases are juiced with Brady Evans giving off a single. So now runners everywhere, and Peyton Ebbing, who scored last time out with a single, is up to bat. And for the Larks, best news here is that there's no outs. So they can put the pressure on here with at least 2 runs if they can. First pitch in there, cutter. And it's going to be called a strike. Another pitch in there. Just a couple feet foul and a couple feet past the dirt. Kujawa in lead of this one, 0-2, but having issues as got no outs. And third and first, cutting the infield and swing and a miss. Ebbing not really defending at home plate, just swinging at anything that Kunjaba throws. And the first out of the top of the sixth is Ebbing. So now steps in Bryson Evans for the Larks. Last time out, sacrifice bunt. And defenders in third and first coming in, swing, and it's popped up into the infield. And now the Larks in serious trouble as they went from no outs and runners juiced to 2 outs quickly in about 3 pitches. Because not only is the swing and miss pitch important and the fly out, but also the one that sets up Ebbing to strike out. First pitch in there just misses on the outside. Fisher wanted the call, but Fisher's been very favorable towards his side all night. Kunjawa throws it, a curveball, and Fisher checks down the first base line, but the umpire moves to second. So apparently Fisher doesn't know where the umpire stands. And we move to a count in favor of the Larks and Baker. And a swing, and it'll go to the second baseman. Throw over to first in time, and the Larks leave 3 men on base. That was the time to score for the Larks, but instead they left everyone on base, and we head to the bottom of the 6th here on the Larks YouTube page. Garrett Fisher to start us off here in the bottom of the 6th as we head well on our way to the latter half of this game. Larks squashing their opportunity after having runners juiced, no outs, to a quick 3 outs. And a swing by Fisher to Garcia, throws over to LaRue, and in time. So Fisher retired after 1 pitch. So now steps in Brad Halleck. Last time out, swing and a miss to end the bottom of the 3rd. But got a single and end up scoring, and it was the first run for the Pioneers. Garcia dives, throws over to LaRue, and it's out. Great play by Garcia, and even better by LaRue. And what a web gem it's been for Garcia in that one. It's too bad we can't have ESPN take that one, because that could have been a top 5. Pitch on the outside by Cam Walton, but instead called strike. Wow. That made me question that call, but we will take it anyway. Cam Walton on the inside, half-hearted swing, and that's called ball. But whatever. We will move on. Count even at 1-1, 2 outs. Half-hearted swing, but called strike. This time catching the plate, and I could see that one from my vantage point here in the press box. Evans moves to the left. Pitch on the outside into the opposite batter's box. Aiden Orr in the left-handed batter's box. Just missing. Pitch over the heart of the plate. Cam Walton ends the top or bottom of the 6th, on a strikeout looking. We head to the 7th inning, still tied at 2 apiece here on the Larks YouTube page. It's go time for the Larks as we head into the 7th inning and the last 3 innings of this great game of baseball here. And wow, playing Baby Shark as Strassner comes up to the plate. Larks making it a mission to win tonight after last night, especially when more than half of the team is still playing for their collegiate baseball programs. Bare bones skeleton team trying to get a win here against the Pioneers, who are 4 of 2. And all of their games have been at home. Strassner behind, 0-2. Curveball in there, called strike. And that outside half has been questionable all night. And that one also questionable. But instead, Strassner sat down on a strikeout looking. So now steps in Damian Ruiz. Last time struck out looking and then struck out swinging. In both innings was the second out. And this one called strike on a swing and a miss. Ruiz 0 of 3 last night and 0 of 2 tonight, with the first inning coming at a cost. He got hit by a pitch but wasn't shaken up by any means. But could have gotten a hit there, but instead got on first. and got to second after a single by LaRue, who's up next for the Larks. The cowbell's ringing. The 0-2 pitch fouled off on a check swing by Ruiz. And we head down the road for Ruiz, hopefully getting a single at least. The wind barely moving as the flags are stagnant as they drape over the pole that they are on. Swing and a miss in the dirt. Ruiz having a terrible time in Nebraska. So now steps up Tyler LaRue for the Larks. Last time out, flew out to the shortstop and ended the top of the fifth. A slider in there on the outside to LaRue, who stands in the right-handed batter's box. It's called for a strike, so Cal moves to 0-1. A swing, and it's flied to the children's play area. Hopefully doesn't hit anybody, but it bounced right out. So I believe it just hit one of the plastic pieces out there. Kunjawa trying to get out of this. The 0-2. LaRue lets it go into the dirt. Fisher liking the pitch. Bet Fisher wants to go inside to LaRue. Choked up on his bat. LaRue swings into left field. Burkhoff trying to get there, but not enough as LaRue gets a single for the second time tonight. So now steps up Garrett Gruel for the Larks. So giving the Larks walk-up songs over in the next door over from us. Just had Baby Shark, and then Friday was just now played. Pitch in there, called strike. And Garrett Gruel taking a first pitch. Fastball down the middle or even on the inside part of the plate. But called strike. Pitch on the outside. Over the line for the left-handed batter's box. LaRue leading off just ever so slightly, just a couple steps. And swing and fouled off. Couple of the Larks in the dugout. Get down below, but Keith Harper getting it after it bounces straight off the netting here as it extends down the line just past the dugouts. And swing, and what a pimp job as that goes over the sign here in left field. And Garrett Gruel shows the Pioneers what's good. And it is dead quiet here in Gearing. And that is what the Larks wanted. And Garrett Gruel pointing at the dugout. And just a little bit of payback after last night. The RBI home run gives the Larks a good cushion now as they lead 4-2 here in Gearing. Pitch in there by Kujawa, misses. Garcia waits for a strike and gets one there. The third baseman having 2 hits, so he did get a hit in the second inning, but I don't know what happened there. Pitch on the inside, called strike to Garcia. And that was a little close to the inside, but the count moves to 1-2, 2 outs. Swing and up the middle, and it'll be for a hit because the shortstop can't get there, as Burkhoff had to right in the middle, and it's wet, if you can tell, in the center to the second base side of the field. But Garcia getting 3 hits tonight as he gets another single. Make that 2 singles, but I don't know what happened in the second, so can't officially say if it's 3 singles or what. So now another baby shark. Should quit when you have a deficit of 2 runs and you're playing a team that's shorthanded. And now a throw at Brady Evans, our catcher. And that might be it. So Evans goes to first, Luis Garcia to second. And it's just the pitching coach and the first base, or excuse me, the pitcher out, and a new relief pitcher. Tell you all about him here next on the Larks YouTube page. Welcome back to Oregon Trail Stadium here in Gearing, Nebraska. And the wheels have fallen off for Kunjawa. So now steps in Garrett Hames, excuse me, Centralia College, the freshman coming here in work. And the mullet flowing here. Slider in there, down the middle, called strike to Peyton Ebbing. Waiting for a sign. Hames checking second. Picks over to second, but nobody home. Garcia wasn't really leading off by much. Hames looking at second once again. Or checking second. Swing into center field, and it'll be Carpenter under it, and that will be the end of the 6th. The Larks score 2. And we head to the 7th inning stretch here in Gearing, here on the Larks Network. Seventh inning stretch time here in Gearing. It's been a fun one here. If you're just now tuning in, I'm Caden Sanders, the voice of the 2023 Larks baseball team. And great night as Garrett Gruel, home run, 2-run RBI. Cam Walton up. Luke Terbeek, Garrett Gruel, and Tyler LaRue having good nights tonight. Hit going to second in. Bryson Evans can't get there as it was slow, as the grass was a little thick and or the water just too much weighing down that ball. Either way, getting a hit is Austin Burkhoff. So Burkhoff at first. Ben Clark, the designated hitter, struck out swinging against Luke Terbeek, and then had a fielder's choice, almost in the kids' play center. Hits off the roof, but nobody hit. It's good to hear, as don't want the kids' play area attacked by foul balls. Swung on, fouled off, almost went over the cage here. Cam Walton getting ready to get set. 0-2 count in favor of Walton with a runner on in Austin Burkhoff. Ben Clark waiting, throws as Walton. Good for Walton as he misses. Cam Walton, the 0-2. Fastball down and away, but not able to find that bottom part of the strike zone. Walton bends at the knees, gives the pitch in the dirt. Evans wanting to throw out the runner, and Austin Burkhoff, but not willing to run, is the shortstop, which you would think the shortstop has some speed, but not stealing right now. Walton delivers, and a high pop-up, and it'll be Austin Strassner pushing off Luis Garcia, and that'll be an out. So now Griffin Robinson to step in for the Pioneers. Last time out, had a single home run to enter the game for Cam Walton. But the time before that, a strikeout looking on Terbeek. First pitch in there, fastball by Walton. Caught off guard is Robinson. Swing and a miss. The count 0-1. Walton on the inside, called strike, moves the count to 0-2 with one out. Walton trying to get a strikeout or a ground out double play here. We'll see what happens. The 0-2 down. Evans almost wanting to throw it to LaRue to catch Burkhoff, but instead thinks better of himself and not throwing down. The pitch down and away. Cam Walton now tying it up 2-2. Walton bends again. The 2-2. Pitch on the inside. And I don't know. Turning into it on the circle back around by Robinson, but hit by pitch is what is called. So Burkhoff to second and Robinson to first. So Hunter McCollum to step up, but 0 for 2. Good thing for the Larks, but Keith Harper instead taking his time to walk to the mound, and it'll be an infield visit for everyone. So let's talk about how we got here. For the Larks, Peyton Ebbing got a single and scored a round after a single and an RBI by Baker. And Baker and Strassner left on base. And then also Garrett Gruel and everyone in the 6th inning left on base. But then in the 7th inning, Garrett Gruel just hits a moonshot of a home run over the scoreboard here in Gearing. Going back to Walton, here we go. Hunter McCollum versus Walton. The first pitch, Walton bends at the knees, checks second. First pitch in there on the inside, and it's a shot past the third base dugout, and it was smoked. You couldn't even catch that if you had a glove, if not had the reaction time to do so. Walton taking his time, getting set with the runners getting back. Walton bends at the knees, checks second, throw to home in the dirt, and the count moves to even at 1-1 with one out. And a swing and a foul ball from Hunter McCollum gives the count to 1-2 in favor for Walton. Home plate umpire giving some time to everybody to adjust themselves as we get set for this 1-2 count with one out and two runners on with one in scoring position. Walton lines up to the right side of the pitcher's mound. The 1-2 swing and fouled off. Evans ready to throw it, as I believe the play was on to steal both bases. The count still stays 1-2 between McCollum and Walton. A swing and a miss as the pitch was in the dirt from Walton, but it doesn't matter as a swing and a miss for Hunter McCollum. First time McCollum struck out tonight, but we head to the top of the batting order in Coy Carpenter, and to say that the top of the lineup has been not great is a stretch, because Coy Carpenter 0 for 3, swings, Luis Garcia throws it over to LaRue, and that is the end of the 7th. Coy Carpenter 0 of 4 tonight with that ground out. We head to the 8th here on the Larks YouTube page. some Dizzy Bat, I believe Bud Light Seltzer, or seltzer of some sort. I heard seltzer. So Dizzy Bat and alcohol involved in baseball. What better way to celebrate summer than that? As we move forward, oh, wow, a slip, and we got a clear runaway. Oh, she fell into the diamond, and she's laughing it off. Glad that she can laugh it off. And what a promotional deal that was. Wow. We head back to the top of the 8th and the actual game, but that was a fun game right there to watch as Garrett Hames to come in. And the 2 walk-up songs that they got for the Larks, Friday and Baby Shark, playing, and this one Friday, even though it's Saturday night, here in Gearing. So the top of the 8th, we go Bryson Evans, Trent Baker, and Austin Strassner. The 3 due up in the inning. Don't even need to check first, even though Fisher keeps trying to go down. And for the Larks, here's the good news. In the 7th inning, only 2 batters did not get a hit. Bryson Evans and Trent Baker. But the Larks almost batted around in that 7th inning that scored 2 off of Garrett Gruel. Swing, and Burkhoff playing a little off to the right. Should have just played him straight, as Burkhoff would have gotten the out on Bryson Evans. But instead, a single for Bryson Evans. So now steps in the center fielder, Trent Baker. Baker, last time up, grounded to the second baseman and ended the 6th inning that could have scored more Larks, but instead ended that inning. And then on top of that, got a single and an RBI. Pickoff to first, not in time by Fisher. Too slow on that throw back to Halleck. A Go Pioneers chant going here in Gearing. A swing and a miss. Would have hit Trent Baker, but instead, feel like that's one of those ones where you protect yourself on that type of a swing. The 0-2 count in favor for the Pioneers. Swing and a miss, and a throw down to second. Not in time, as the second baseman, Aiden Orr, can't get it. And that, a stolen base. Taking the time is Bryson Evans. And Baker, swing and a miss. First out, Strassner up to bat. Last time out, swing and a miss. Or caught looking, excuse me. First pitch in there by Hames. In there, called for a strike. Slider in there. Fisher lucky to get there. Count even at 1-1. 1 out here on this cool night where no rain has threatened the game, and it's been really nice weather once we've gotten to play the game. And Fisher can't get there, can't block it, and believe that's going to be a wild pitch. I'm going to score it as a wild pitch. So Evans just 90 feet away as Austin Strassner up to bat with the count in favor of 2-1. Bunt in there. Strassner pulls it back, but they call it a strike. And wow. So Strassner ready to go here. Infield cuts the infield as they are all on the grass except for Orr. Pitch in there, slider, dive, and missed his Orr. And a single by Austin Straisner. A wild throw into second, caught by, or excuse me, just tipped by Burkhoff, but RBI single is Straisner. And how about them Larks, especially the offense in the latter half of this game. In the 8th, scoring 1, 7th, scoring 2, and in the 5th, scoring 1. Corners in, swing, and it touches the third base. Straisner to third, and he will get there. And a second base, or a double, excuse me, by Ruiz, finally getting a good break. And wow. And they have a sound saying I'm really late, but for Ruiz, that's early because he's in the right-handed batter's box. So now the infield in for the Pioneers, and the wheels are just coming to a halt, a screeching halt at that, winning big and trying to talk their talk, but can't walk their walk their second game. In the right field is Hunter McCollum. Tagging is Straisner, but a throw in and a fly out by LaRue. So Garrett Gruel to come up, and Gruel here to prove his power as they play Baby Shark for the 6th time tonight. And last time up, Garrett Gruel hit a RBI home run. Straisner running down third. Lets it go, though. Trying to scare Hames. Pitch just high. Hames taking his time. Pitch in there. Fastball slow. And Garrett Gruel all over it if it just was a little bit sooner. 1-1 count between Gruel and Hames. And breaking ball up in the air. Halleck gets it in foul territory, and that's how we end the top of the 8th. The Larks score 1 here in Gearing. We head to the bottom of the 8th next on the Larks YouTube page. To the bottom of the 8th we go. Cam Walton still on the mound for the Larks. as we head to the last two times that the Pioneers have a chance at coming at the Larks, but the hits for the Pioneers cut in half to what the Larks have at 13. Garrett Esposito up for the Pioneers to start out. Walton couldn't find the strike zone for the first pitch. Swing and a miss on the second. Count evens out at 1-1. Walton looking to give this one inning, believe, talking with the coaching staff, either Caden Hare, Tyler LaRue, to pitch for the Larks, but it'll be interesting to see who comes out of that bullpen to shut things down. Cam Walton, swing and a miss, strikeout. Walton having 5 strikeouts on the night and looking to increase it as Garrett Fisher having 1 strikeout on his own, but that was against Luke Tariq in that first inning of frame. First pitch high up in the air. Brady Evans after it, and it's into the grandstands and on the awning on top of the fans as we hear a loud bang here in the press box. The only place that's not covered by the awning is the past the dugouts and the press box, which have netting on top of at least, but no metal sheet in front of us. Brady Evans going to talk to Cam Walton with the count 1-1 with 1 out. Looking to get something going here. Like to take the time for the fans tuning in here on the road. I know it's been a tough watch for me getting to know how the streaming setup works, having Wi-Fi issues, not having sound, not having scoreboard in North Platte, but I appreciate you all for tuning in and watching Larks baseball tonight and every night going forward. Cam Walton back on the bump. 1-1 count between him and Garrett Fisher. Swing and right to the third base coach, right off of his shin or ankle, one of the two. Walking it off right now. Walton in lead and in charge of this series. 1-2. Pitch on the outside. Walton moving the count to even at 2-2. And swing into left field. Trying to dive is Garrett Gruel. And at this moment, this is supposed to not be aggressive time. And it'll be a triple for Garrett Fisher. And that riles up the fans, but they're still down by 3 with only 2 chances left. Just got a rain alert for the Gearing area. Hopefully we can get this done by 9:03. So we got about 15 minutes or so for some rain or a drizzle comes through. Cam Walton on the outside, almost catching the chalk of the left-handed batter's box. Walton having some trouble trying to get that outside pitch as of late. Bend at the knees, throw to home, on the inside, called strike. If I was Cam, I'd stay on the inside. Walton bends, just a quick bend this time. Swing and a miss on Brad Halleck. Walton in favor for a strikeout here with a 1-2 count. A small bend. Throws almost at the knees on Halleck. And now the count moving even at 2-2. Pitch on the inside, called strike 3 on the slider. And what a pitch it was from Cam Walton. And now Aiden Orr. Orr got a home run last time out, last night. Last time out, called strike 3. Pitch on the inside, called strike. Cam Walton way on his way to get 7 strikeouts if he continues. Walton taking his time. The 0-1. LaRue! What a grab! What a grab by LaRue as he jumps out of his shoes. And we head to the top of the 9th here in Gearing, Nebraska. We head to the top of the 9th here in Gearing. If you're just now joining us, I'm Caden Sanders, the voice of the Larks, and what a game it's been for the Larks. Luke Terbeek, 4 innings, 4 hits, 1 run, 7 strikeouts. Cam Walton pretty much doing the same, just in a shorter amount of time, having 5. Let me count that just to make sure. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 in 4 innings. So Cam Walton and Luke Terbeek helping the Larks here tonight, as well as Garrett Gruel, who gave the 2-run shot in the 7th inning. And then also getting a run by Bryson Evans on a single, stealing second, and then a wild pitch, and then scoring on a RBI single by Austin Strassner. So now steps in for the Larks, Luis Garcia, Brady Evans, and Peyton Ebbing here in the top of the 9th. A new pitcher on the mound for the Pioneers. I didn't catch the name. Try and get the number here as we move forward. Getting the last-minute conversations from Griffin Robinson and Garrett Fisher, double clutched on his name. 2 Garretts and a Griffin on these Gearing Pioneers team. Austin and Aiden in the middle of the infield for the Pioneers, as well as Austin Strassner for the Larks. And Garrett Gruel in left field as well. So a lot of names that are confusing, but we move forward First pitch in there from the relief pitcher that I cannot find. Strike one. I'll try and get a picture and collect his number if I can. Believe from a colleague of mine sitting just right next to me, it's 21. So I'll try and find it. 21, Paul Panduro, and a swing and a bunt. Third base, and it's offline. And Luis Garcia getting to second on a single that caused an error. So Garcia goes to second, and Garcia, the last 3 at-bats, having a single and finding a way at some point in the inning, getting to second, but never past second. And now with and looking to get a run in for Garcia tonight with 0 outs. Hearing my colleague Carson Trail talk about the NCAA playoffs, the Vols and Dylan Dreiling winning in Clemson in a 14-inning game down in Death Valley. But hopefully getting some of our players back, and one of them, a big piece, is Dylan, being just a year younger than me. I've watched him play pretty much every year that I can remember, and something special. Going back to the baseball game, Brady Evans, 2-0 count, swing and a miss, and that was a hefty swing, wanting to pull that outside fastball over the scoreboard in left field. Another mountain beating between Fisher and Panduro. Talk about Panduro while we have a time. Went to Pitt State. Don't even know if he competed against the Tigers when they were in town earlier this year, Brady Evans swings and it's fouled off of him. But I don't believe so, as he's playing up here in Nebraska. And most of these players are junior college players. The highest that they got on the pitching staff is D2, and 2 pitchers from Pittsburgh State. No, just 1, Northern Colorado, 2 players. And nobody higher than that. Pitch high to Brady Evans. The count moves to full at 3-2 between Panduro and Brady Evans. Panduro taking his time, or going over to second, and pitch way inside. Brady Evans checking Panduro, because Brady Evans and Panduro playing in the MIAA, one of the toughest leagues in Division II, if not the toughest. And being able to call the MIAA any sport, any given day, anybody can beat each other. And what a special league it is, and being a part of it is special. Brady Evans going to first. Luis Garcia on that single and an error gets the second. Bunting is Peyton Ebbing. Runners coming in, but doesn't connect with it. And probably for the best, as they were getting ready to throw it down to third and getting, Luis Garcia. Panduro waiting. The pitch fouled back almost towards us. If I had a glove, I would have been able to reach it. But instead, Foul ball probably in the parking lot and or hitting some of the concession stand workers and T-shirt sellers behind us. But instead, the count moves to 0-2 here between Peyton Ebbing and Paul Panduro. Panduro on the right side of the rubber. Throws, half-hearted swing. Fisher still can't learn a lesson on where the umpire is. And they're going to call a strikeout. And wow. Wow. That's all I got to say. So that is the first out of the inning. But Bryson Evans, who's been a tough out tonight, who had a sacrifice bunt in the 5th inning, fly out to the second baseman, and then also a single that scored. And a strike down the middle. A swing and a miss by Bryson Evans, getting the home fans cheered, but still down by 3 here in this one. Panduro taking his time, takes a deep breath. Runner from 2 goes, throw to second. Ooh. Both runners go, and Luis Garcia uncontested. Brady Evans contested, but not in time as Fisher can't get a good grip on the ball. Probably could have thrown him out, but also Austin Burkhoff wasn't close to second as well. Infield cutting into the grass, except for the middle infield, as they're just a hair off of the dirt, playing straight up. Otherwise, Panduro taking his time, getting the sign. The 1-2 pitch high, and the count moves to 2-2. A pitch on the inside by Panduro just misses Evans. So the count moves to 3-2. Swing and fouled off is Evans. So the count still stays at full at 3-2. Panduro dealing with the Larks here in the 9th inning, and the Larks not getting rid of easily here. Only 1 out, 2 runners in scoring position on the inside, and wow, what a strikeout call. And that was not what was going to be called in my mind, but instead 2 outs is called, and Evans sat down looking. Trent Baker up for the Larks, looking to get an RBI here. Panduro delivers the first pitch in the dirt. Panduro leaning over that left knee, getting the sign from Fisher. Delivers a pitch, and it's fouled off deep past the bullpen and off of the shed, off to the right even of the bullpen. So misses the kids' play area, and probably best for everybody involved. So Trent Baker looking to try and get a hit here, even with Panduro at 1-1, 2 outs. Pitch down the middle, and watches that one straight down the pipe. And Baker now having to protect the house and hopefully getting another run of cushion here for the Larks and their pitching staff, as I don't see anyone warming up. So I bet Cam Walton to finish this off for the Larks. A swing and a miss, and that'll be it for the Larks on the offensive side. As we head to the bottom of the ninth, the Larks lead 5-2. Welcome back to Gearing, Nebraska. Pitching change for the Larks. It'll be Trent Baker in for the Larks in relief here, as Bryson Evans, the second baseman or former second baseman, into right field. Damon Ruiz from right to center, and don't know who the second baseman is. Try and get that to you when I can. Looks like a single digit. Austin Strasner still at shortstop. But Luis Garcia still at third. So I believe the designated hitter, Peyton Ebbing, might be just at second for the time being. 5 or 9. Peyton Ebbing's number is 5. Check that on the roster real quick. As Preston Tabor, Dallas Baptist, don't believe that Preston's here, as Dallas Baptist actually played today and actually won and beat Oklahoma State, the regional host, and took the Cowboys out. So that has to be Peyton Ebbing, the designated hitter, at second. So Austin Burkhoff to lead us into the end of this game. Going forward, first pitch in there from Trent Baker, left alone. Next pitch in there. Wow. That should have been a strike based on the previous calls. That was right there, but 2-0 count. And called strike finally is received to Burkhoff. Pitch in there, can't be caught by Evans as it spiked in there, and it just had flames as it touched the netting here. Burkhoff looking to get on the 3-1 count. Pitch on the outside. So Trent Baker gives up a walk. And that's the first walk that the Larks have given up tonight. So props to Luke Terbeek and Cam Walton on pitching an excellent night and then giving it up to Trent Baker. Trent Baker, outfield and pitcher from Houston Christian, a freshman from Montgomery, Texas. Getting a talk from Brady Evans. Brady Evans went to Murray State Community College, transferred to Northeastern State in Tahlequah, who is a part of the MIAA. Talked to him about his spring season. Talked about it like it was all right. Looking to go somewhere else, though, instead of being a part of the Riverhawks. Count goes to 1-0. Baker delivers a fastball, and it's swung on, fouled off by Ben Clark. Baker throws, and it's a strike. I was going to say that umpire moved out of his window to try and call that a strike, but calls it anyway. So the count moves to 1-2, no outs. The pitch in the dirt. Brady Evans, gets that one. Trent Baker, the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Got a big swing from Ben Clark. And Baker gets one strikeout, and a key one at that, to start the outs in the bottom of the ninth. The Larks looking to get a win here in Gearing, their first of the season and first ever. And Larks move to 2-1 with another swing and a miss. Larks looking to improve to 2-1 on the year, and 2-1 also on the road, as they started the year on the road up in North Platte, getting 2 games here, splitting with the Pioneers, looking to go back tomorrow afternoon. And if you got the time on this Sunday afternoon, tune in to the Larks. We will be back in Central Time. Throw by Brady. Oh, just misses on the left side. If the runner in Burkhoff didn't go halfway, would have been safe anyway. But since he double clutched halfway down, Brady Evans made it interesting. So now Burkhoff in scoring position, Griffin Robinson looking to get a hit, but Sprinkle in the area, and called strike 3 as the umpire is starting to feel the rain, and I can smell it coming in, and it's coming down just a little bit here in Gearing. But that really doesn't matter, as the Larks are well on their way to pick up another victory here on the road and split with the Pioneers. Baker, the neutral count in 0-0, delivers on the outside, almost in the left-handed batter's box. A swing and fouled off is Hunter McCollum, who's the 9-hole hitter. Trent Baker looking to get it done, and if he can't, Coy Carpenter as cold as ice right now, as he's 0 of 4. The 1-1 in there. Larks moving 1 strike away from winning and splitting with the Pioneers. Trent Baker ready to deliver. Gets the sign. The 1-2 in the dirt. And it will be Burkhoff going to third. And that is fine for the Larks, as they only need to worry about the batter in Hunter McCollum. Baker. The 2-2. Swing, and it's fouled off. And Brady Evans checking to get a new ball. Will do so. Larks going up to, or down to North Platte tomorrow. It'll be an early morning for the team as we head out from Mountain Time, 3 hours to North Platte to take on the Plainsmen for another game. 2 per Nebraska team. A swing and a pop fly. LaRue trying to give it a chase, but it's way out there. The Larks loving it from Trent Baker, and why not? You're a strike away battling with the 9-hole hitter and Hunter McCullum. Baker taking his time. The delivery. And it's a foul ball. And these two battling as Baker smiles it off. Just wanting to get this game over. McCullum staying alive, but Baker going to throw it wild, and the count moves to full. And it wouldn't be a bad thing if Baker gets the bases loaded on the corners with Burkhoff and McCullum. The 3-2 with 2 outs. And it is fouled off right in between Burkhoff and the third base umpire, or excuse me, coach. I'm used to umpires on each base path, but it's coach instead. Baker, full count, 2 outs. The pitch swung on in between once again, and we do it all over. I didn't catch how many pitches McCullum has taken from Baker, but it's getting up there. It'll be rewarding for one side, and it is a walk back home. Brady Evans just going to let it go. Can't reach for it as he tried to fumble for it. And the Pioneers cheering on their team, but still down by 2 with 2 outs. So Coy Carpenter to come up with McCullum on first. And Coy Carpenter, cold as ice, like I had mentioned. Last time out, grounded to Garcia, who had an awesome play and a swing and a miss. Struck out looking and then swing and a miss. Back in order on rewind. Pitch low, and wow. The rain's still coming down here in Gearing as we get set for the end of this one. A swing, and it's into the left field foul line and past the Pioneers dugout. Baker checking first on McCullum. Swing and a miss by Coy Carpenter. And I had mentioned this earlier. Coy last night, 1 of 2 base on balls, a double, and then a ground out. But tonight, 0 of 4. So in total, 1 of 6. And swing and a foul ball could hit a car in the street on the offside of the stadium here. Baker leading the count at 1-2, 2 outs. Pitch on the outside, just missing. Count even at 2 each. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Baker on the inside. Called strike 3. What a win for the Larks. Home fans not liking it, but the rain coming down, 2 down to the Larks. And what a win for the Larks. And what a game it's been. Larks stealing one from the Pioneers on a short staff on the weekend. And what a game it was for Luke Terbeek and Cam Walton. 7 and 6 strikeouts combined. And then Trent Baker coming in and getting 3 of his own. Once again, I'm Caden Sanders. Thank you for tuning in to this game here in Gearing on the Larks Network. Be sure to tune in tomorrow, 4:35 Central Time, as we take on the North Platte Plainsmen in North Platte. Once again, thank you for tuning in. As we say so long, and we will see you tomorrow in Nebraska.